18 beautiful deer-resistant shade plants can brighten your garden. Brunnera is a genus of flowering plants in the family Bergeniaceae. They are rhizomatous perennials, native to the woodlands of Eastern Europe and Northwest Asia. They have hairy leaves and sprays of blue flowers in spring. Numerous cultivars are available, which are valued as groundcover in dappled shade. Some possess variegated foliage. The best-known species is Brunnera macrophylla, known as Siberian bugloss. Epimedium, also known as barrenwort, bishop's hat, fairy wings, horny goat weed, or yin-yang huo in China is a genus of flowering plants in the family Berberitaceae. The majority of the species are endemic to China, with smaller numbers elsewhere in Asia, and a few in the Mediterranean region. Columbine, any of approximately 100 species of perennial herbaceous plants constituting the genus Aquilegia of the buttercup family native to Europe and North America. Columbines are distinctive for their 5-petaled flowers that have long, backward extending spurs as pouch-like extensions of the petals, which contain nectar. The common European Columbine vulgaris grows 45 to 75 cm tall along roadsides and woodland edges. Foamflower is a close cousin to coralbells, another favorite shade garden plant. While the foliage of this woodland native may not be quite as showy as coralbells, foamflower compensates with a large quantity of blossoms. In spring, these plants are loaded with spires of foamy white flowers. These trusty perennials make a good groundcover plant, as many are trailing types that form dense mats of foliage. Lungwort got its start as a garden plant in Europe, and many of the later varieties were from there as well. In the early to mid-90s, lungwort became more visible in the United States, with many new varieties introduced. Though it fell out of fashion for a while, lungwort is now back on the rise. New varieties focus on tougher plants with increased disease resistance and longevity. Longer bloom time, as well as an abundance of flowers, is also an improvement. Pachysandra is a favorite ground cover plant in hard-to-plant areas such as under trees, or in shady areas with poor or acidic soil. Unlike other plants, Pachysandra ground cover does not mind competing for its nutrients, and growing Pachysandra plants is easy if you have an abundance of shade in your landscape. Pachysandra is easily transplanted from garden flats or divisions in the spring. Space the plants 6 to 12 inches apart to accommodate their spread. Toad lily growing in deep shade offers the best performance, particularly in hotter areas. Keep the toad lily plant moist and feed with regular liquid food at half strength or with weak organic fertilizer for appropriate toad lily care. Locate the plant where it is somewhat protected from wind. Toad lily flowers are often borne on upright, arching stems. Foliage varies with cultivar, as does the color of toad lily flowers, although most have the spotted appearance for which toad lilies are recognized. Daphne odora, winter daphne, is a species of flowering plant in the family Thymelaceae, native to China, later spread to Japan and Korea. It is an evergreen shrub, grown for its very fragrant, fleshy, pale pink, tubular flowers, each with 4 spreading lobes, and for its glossy foliage. It rarely fruits, producing red berries after flowering. All parts of the plant are poisonous to humans and a range of domestic animals, and some people experience dermatitis from contact with the sap. Ligularia, a splendid plant with stunningly large foliage in a rich burgundy color, can really make a splash in the shade. If that isn't enough, Ligularia adds in spires of bright golden blooms for contrast. Coming in a range of different heights, Ligularia makes a bold statement, even without blooms. The rocket, Ligularia, a stunning plant with large, triangular toothed leaves in burgundy fading to deep green with some of the tallest flower spikes around for Ligularia. Reaches over 5 feet tall. Astilbe, genus of about 14 species of herbaceous perennials, in the family Saxifragaceae, native to Eastern Asia and North America. They are often grown in gardens for their erect, feather-like flower spikes of white, yellow, pink, magenta, or purple, which rise above clumps of fern-like leaves from mid to late summer. Astilbe flowers can be recognized by their tall, fluffy plumes that tower above frilly, fern-like foliage in the shade garden. Bergenia is a genus of 10 species of flowering plants in the family Saxifragaceae, native to Central Asia. From Afghanistan to China and the Himalayan region, Bergenia loves shade and dappled sunlight, so choose a darker corner of the yard or a bed up against the house that rarely gets full sunlight. Bergenia will grow a spike from 12 to 16 inches tall, and the tiny, bell-shaped blooms will cover the spikes in pink, white or purple flowers. Windflower anemone is a genus of flowering plants in the buttercup family Ranunculaceae. Plants of the genus are commonly called windflowers. They are native to the temperate and subtropical regions of all continents except Australia, New Zealand and Antarctica. Windflowers grow underground from tubers or rhizomes to form small colonies. Depending on the variety, the flower stalks grow from 6 inches tall to nearly 6 feet. Flower color varies widely, but the blossoms are generally 2 to 3 inches in diameter with thin, delicate petals. Skimmia is a genus of 4 species of evergreen shrubs and small trees in the rue family Rutaceae, all native to warm temperate regions of Asia. The leaves are clustered at the ends of the shoots, simple, lanceolate, 6 to 21 cm long and 2 to 5 cm broad, with a smooth margin. The flowers are in dense panicle clusters, each flower small, 6 to 15 mm diameter, with 4 to 7 petals. The fruit is red to black, 6 to 12 mm diameter, a fleshy drupe containing a single seed. All parts of the plant have a pungent aroma when crushed. The botanical name Skimmia is a Latinization of shikimi, which is the Japanese name for Alyssium religiosum as well as an element in Miyama shikimi, the Japanese name for Skimmia japonica. Jack in the pulpit, bog onion, brown dragon or Indian turnip, is a herbaceous perennial plant growing from a corm. It is a highly variable species typically growing 30 to 65 centimeters in height with 3-part leaves and flowers contained in a spadix that is covered by a hood. It is native to eastern North America, occurring in moist woodlands and thickets from Nova Scotia west to Minnesota, and south to southern Florida and Texas. The structure that most people call the jack in the pulpit flower is actually a tall stalk, or spadix, inside a hooded cup, or spathe. The true flowers are the tiny, green or yellow tinged dots that line the spadix. Japanese painted fern is a species of fern native to Eastern Asia. This species was redefined as a member of genus Anisocampium in 2011 based on phylogenetic analyses, but the genus has since been sunk into Atherium. This deciduous fern has a creeping rhizome and a tuft-shaped array of fronds. The fronds are variable in length, generally 30 to 75 centimeters long but occasionally over a meter in length. Bottlebrush buckeye is a species of suckering deciduous shrub in the family Sapindaceae. The species is native to the southeastern United States, where it is found primarily in Alabama and Georgia, with a disjunct population in South Carolina along the Savannah River. Its natural habitat is in mesic forests, on bluffs and in ravines. Warning: this plant is highly poisonous to humans if eaten. Symptoms include muscle weakness, paralysis, vomiting, diarrhea, and death. It has also been reported to be toxic to pets. Oregon grape or holly-leaved berberry is a species of flowering plant in the family Berberitaceae, native to western North America. It is an evergreen shrub growing 1 meter to 3 meters tall by 1.5 meters wide, with pinnate leaves consisting of spiny leaflets, and dense clusters of yellow flowers in early spring, followed by dark bluish-black berries. The berries from grape holly are edible and are actually quite tart. These berries can be used to make jams, jellies, and preserves. Grape hollies can be very useful in attracting wildlife to your garden, such as butterflies, bees, hummingbirds, and many other species of birds. Lily of the valley bush is native to eastern China, Taiwan, and Japan, where it grows in mountain thickets. Pieris japonica is a slow-growing evergreen shrub, or, after a very long time, a potentially small tree that grows from about 9 to 13 feet tall and 8 feet wide. The name Pieris is derived from Pierides, an alternative name for muses, and japonica translates as, from Japan. Looking into the common name, lily of the valley was named after Convallaria because the drooping clusters of white bells look similar. Thanks for watching.